own creation comes to life. So it's something absolutely brilliant. It's something great.
The extreme price sensitivity of the Indian market has resulted in a major chunk of the toy market being captured by the unbranded sector. Out of the 370 crore rupees toy market, only 110 crore rupees is in the hands of branded players. And the major reason for this is the high price of the toys.
I don't think the Indian market is still mature enough to accept the technology, advanced technology products in our country. Like when we talk about the toy, of course, when I have given you the ratio of the branded toy and unbranded toy, it is one out of 370 crore, only the branded toy is having 110 crore rupees turnover, and most of the products are like imported and from the grey market, and they are very much unbranded, and they are having no safety. These are like there's some chemical reaction if you play, because there are sharp edges. There's always danger to play with those things.
Lego isn't the only toy to dip into technology. Barbie now has a digital camera that downloads into the family PC. Smart stuffed animals can be programmed from the PC to do what you want and even to know who you are. There's even software that lets kids use the internet to play board games with friends 1,000 miles away. It's only time before a soccer ball kept score and your teddy bear sent you a hug from across the world. Whatever may be the status of the conflict between branded and unbranded toys, the fact is it'll be a long while before Woody the cowboy feels jealous about Buzz Lightyear, the new toy in town.
You are watching TMG Enter, your 24-hour technology channel. To measure the infinite, and infinitely to measure.
The best in the industry are roped in to solve your IT problems.
To map the maze, a maze to map.
We show you the ways to navigate your computer efficiently and effortlessly.
To hush the silence, silence that screams.
Mailers to ensure that all your doubts in IT are laid to rest.
To take IT easy.
Monday to Sunday, 7:35 p.m. to 8 p.m.
देखिए जिंदगी में बदलती तकनीक के रंग, समझिए तकनीक को अपने व्यवसाय में, ढूंढिए नए नए अवसर, जानिए तकनीक को और करीब से। ई संवाद हर रात 8:10 पर सिर्फ TMG एंटर पर। Watching TMG Enter, your 24-hour technology channel. ITR is brought to you in association with Netcraft, Cerebra and Covances.
Wireless communication is fast becoming the most popular form of communication, and the industry today is going through some rapid changes. Obviously, in such a scenario, there are plenty of issues to be dealt with. Our guest today, Colonel Virendra Kapoor, is the director of the Pune-based Symbiosis Institute of Telecom Management, and he gives us an insight into the challenges faced by the wireless communication industry today.
Colonel Kapoor, welcome to Tech Talk.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you about wireless technologies, but let me begin with a basic question. How far along have we come in terms of maturity when it comes to wireless technologies?
Well, I will answer this question this way, that between the developing nations and the already developed Western countries, the technology gap is not very much. We have whatever is available in North America or in Europe is also available to us. So that is the maturity in terms of technology. That's not a problem. We also have seen the deployment of all these GSM networks, the CDMA and wireless in local loop. So I don't really see that there is a very big gap between the maturity levels in India and elsewhere in the world.
Now, the promise of wireless is information at any time, anywhere. But critics contend it has remained a promise. They say that there is a long list of problems and a short list of solutions. For example, they talk about how for end user companies, budgetary constraints are a big issue when it comes to wireless technologies. What is your opinion?
Okay, I'll give you an example of information technology. When computers came, they were very expensive. Only very large corporations could, use that as a tool, as a cutting-edge technology to improve their business over their competitors. Gradually, the other people fell in line, and they found that okay, there is no way we can do without it. And side by side, the prices also of IT products came down for computers. The performance is improved. So it was a continuous phase, and other companies also bought computers. And today, I don't think there's any, even a small little company who's not using computer technology to its fullest. Similarly, the same thing is going to happen for products of whether it's wireless or a telecom products. The prices are going to come down gradually, and the users will have to fall in line, and they'll have to utilize this technology.
But what about security? I think that remains a key concern, because when you send data across wireless networks, that data can be captured by a rival company.
Okay, now there are two things. One is, first of all, who is affected? A common man on the street is not affected by this. That is the matter of privacy. But as far as the security is concerned, it is whether it is industry espionage or the big companies when they don't want to let their inputs be given to somebody else or their rivals. Yes, that is a problem, and GSM is definitely, as a technology, more prone to or susceptible to monitoring, whereas CDMA is fairly secure. So you raise a point of data being secured or not. Now, whatever you are using the encryption techniques on internet or any other link, whether it's a landline, while you're using a text transmission, you can also use the same encryption techniques there. So data is one part. Voice, yes, if it is end-to-end secrecy you are looking for, then possibly the subscriber will have to buy some kind of a secrecy device which he'll have to install on his handset to talk to the other person. And this is very much possible.
So can bandwidth be one more issue?
Bandwidth is fairly well managed all over the world, and let's look at it that bandwidth is no different in India than it is available in Europe. After all, it's a nature's resource. So the availability is the same. It's only the bandwidth management, how the government regulatory methods are there to allocate bandwidth very sensibly. Usage of the frequency, again what we call as frequency reusage, so that all the systems can coexist. It is definitely a problem, but it has to be managed well, and the bureaucracy has to act faster in giving all the sanctions wherever they are required.
I think the same applies to wireless LANs, because the companies say that there are too many regulatory hassles when they want to deploy wireless LAN, the 802.11 standard.
Yes, these regulatory, so basically it is not the technology or the resource availability, it is the management is a problem. And I think this way maturity, the government would become, the bureaucracy will become more matured. They'll have to look for computerized tools to allocate frequencies, clear files faster. I don't see that this is a very major problem.
Now you talked briefly about GSM and CDMA. There is a school of thought that says we do not require two competing technologies in India. Would you agree with them?
No. You do require both the technologies. Now it depends on where you're using which technology. Now if you see in last about 10, 12 years, a lot of technologies came in very quick succession. One was GSM and the other was CDMA. The government took the decision of allowing GSM for the normal mobile communication, and there was a definite requirement for that last mile to be covered to roll out your connectivity quickly. So very wisely CDMA was used as wireless in local loop. So there is no denying that you do require both of these, and as long as you look at them separately, that this is used, GSM is used for mobile communication and CDMA is used in wireless in local loop, then there is no problem. They can very happily coexist.
The limited mobility angle gave it a different twist altogether.
Yes, so that is the problem, and that problem is because GSM people paid more license fees when they came in. So the government has to provide a level playing field to both of them. So again, the fault is not with the technology, it's the managing the technology, and the regulatory part is what is more important.
So some see a big future for technologies like GPRS and 3G in India. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, what you have to see is that one is a fad, or you know, you can say a value addition. When you look at a landline and when you look at a mobile telephone, there was a quantum shift. That means you are unwiring a chap. He doesn't have to sit in a building. He can be traveling, he can be walking, he can be zipping in a car, and he can still make a call. But that was a quantum shift. So that is why this took off so well. Whereas if you do some kind of a value addition, how useful the end user would find it down the line, that will dictate the market scenario.
Now your institute is organizing a wireless conclave in Pune in October.
Yes.
Tell me, what are the key issues that will be tackled at this seminar?
See, first of all, we are going to have a panel discussion on this limited mobility and the GSM being utilized as in mobile communication. How will these two coexist? So we will be having, the panelists will be drawn from various companies. They will have people representing the wireless in local loop and limited mobility, that is basic service providers. We will also have people representing the mobile fraternity, mobile communication fraternity, and we will have some moderators and some consultants on the panel. And there will be other topics which will be discussed where there will be speakers. Let's say this quality and service, quality of service. Then you'll have wireless in the banking scenario. We will also have maybe the interconnectivity issues, the growth of VSATs, how we see in the next 4 to 5 years in India. How does it compare with the optical fiber or with, let's say, the leased lines that are available. So these are some of the issues, and there will be about 10, 12 speakers talking on all the related issues with the wireless usage. And why we chose wireless conclave was because I think the spectrum is coming under a lot of pressure now, and I see that in next 5 years these wireless enabled services, whatever they are, they would be on the rise, and they will be governing the telecom markets. So we thought, in fitness of things, we being a telecom institute, we should take on this thing head on and have a 2-day seminar. So that's how it is going to be.
Right. So I want to wish you all the best, Colonel Kapoor. Thank you so much for coming here today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. My pleasure too.
Bye-bye.
Watching TMG Enter, your 24-hour technology channel.